In the meantime, what does this all mean historically? I know Charlie Gasparino and some others have been saying, you know, and when it comes to white-collar crime in corporate America, this kind of stuff is not unusual. It is kind of unusual on the political front. It is very unusual when it's slap dab in the middle of a presidential campaign. It is all the more unusual if you take Michael Cavuto at his word that a lot of this was developing prior to just the fall, that this could have all started in the spring of the same campaign year. Presidential historian Doug Wead on all of that. How significant will this all be? Not only the issue that there might have been multiple spies or those trying to get information within the Trump campaign, but the fact that Mueller himself, from what we're told, Doug, was kind of nonchalant about it. That's my characterization of Caputo's characterization, but what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is a staggering moment in history. I think this is the biggest event since the 2016 election, and I say that advisedly, and here's why. Either the president knew about it in some way. I'm not saying that could be proved.
You're talking about
I've been
President
an advisor.
Obama. President Obama.
President Obama.
Okay.
I've been an advisor to two presidents. He would have a measure of deniability, and we would often say, don't tell the president, or don't be seen telling the president. And so I doubt if it could be proved, like a good corporate leader or a good mafia chieftain, he'll grunt or roll his eyes or moan or hum or not even say anything. And that's the key. So either he knew, or the only other choice is that the FBI went rogue. And that's been our fear since the founding of our government, is that the military or some part of the government would go rogue. And in this case, a police agency like Frankenstein's monster breaking its bonds and roaming the countryside unsubmitted to civilian authority, that was the nightmare under J. Edgar Hoover. One of those two things had to have happened.
All right, let's flip it around. And a number of Democrats were saying that, telling me this on a couple of my shows, this idea that what would have prompted that action on the part of intelligence officials, let's say the FBI, they got their hands on something that seemed to indicate it warranted such a move and to get checked off and approved to do that. If that were the case, then they're arguing they were justified in doing what they did. But since we don't know what they had to justify this goes back to the whole Steele memo thing that leaves a lot of folks confused. Was this all just built on a political vendetta?
Yeah, I mean, look, this has never happened before in history, and I'm the guy who's always on TV making fun of people who say never.
It never happened before. Are we sure of that? Is this the kind of thing that just came to light? Charlie Gasparino and I were talking about it here the other day, this idea that certainly we've seen cases of this in corporate America. It's quite frequent. But has it ever happened that we knew of in campaigns, the likes of the details of which we never found out and might down the road, maybe decades later? But so maybe this isn't so weird.
Well, we don't know about it. Now, I can tell you stories. I've been a part of 10 presidential campaigns. I ran infiltrators of an opposition campaign, and my candidate became president of the United States. That was done politically, and as onerous as that may be, it's true that that's common in business and it's common in politics. What is not common is that an agency of government would be used to do the spying. That's not even Watergate. Watergate were politicians, the committee to re-elect the president, who committed the crime, and it was covered up with the use of government that went all the way to the White House. But the government didn't commission the crimes, which is what we're looking at right now. This is stunning, in my opinion, and there's only two explanations. Either President Obama knew and gave some kind of approval, or he didn't know, and the FBI has gone rogue, has decided they're going to back one political party over another for whatever career reasons there may be.
Does it have to reach the president's level?
Yes, normally that would be the case. Picture for a moment that you're Andy McCabe. Your wife got $700,000 from the Clinton machine. Now you're investigating Hillary Clinton. There's already emails out there saying you're going to give her a pass and let her go. You haven't even interviewed her next. If an operation like this is underway, wouldn't you want to be covered? Absolutely. And someone as experienced as Andy McCabe would not move forward, and the FBI would not move forward.
I don't know.
unless there was some assurance from the Attorney General.
I saw The Godfather and Godfather 2 and 3, and a lot of times the big boss didn't know. I'm just saying. All right, thank you, Doug. It's always fun having you, my friend.